SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 16 in the NFL, and we're talking right now to Stephen O. from EventDataServices.com, who gave us 5 winners in a row against the spread with his premium picks before last week. Last week, he did it again. Now it's 6 winners in a row since he started giving us his premium picks. Last week his pick was Seattle -7, easy cover over the Giants. Stephen O., thanks for being back with us.
Thanks for having me again.
Stephen O., things must be going great at your website, huh?
Well, yeah, the last month and a half. Actually, we had a blip in week 5, 6, and 7, and if not that, it would be really a spectacular year. But everyone seems happy now.
All right, well, the game that you've chosen this week is New Orleans at Carolina. Now, most people are talking about this game because it's one of the biggest regular season games of the year, but I'm assuming that you chose it because you see a significant edge on the lines. Carolina's a 3-point home favorite. The total is 46.5 or 47. And, of course, New Orleans coming off their loss at the Rams last week. And New Orleans, everyone talks about how they're a great bet at home in the Dome and usually a good bet against when they go on the road. Here they're going up against, one of the top teams in the NFL, getting only 3 points. So my first thought, and I'm assuming the first thought of most public bettors, is Carolina -3 is the way to go. Is that what you like here?
It's funny that I told you before in the early week that statistically, I have confidence actually on New Orleans. My eyeball test, just like everybody else, we've all seen how New Orleans, they average more than 14 points less on the road than they do at home. But my model actually has the Saints scoring more than the 22 that's projected based on the Vegas line because, most teams, they'll score 2 or 3, maybe 4 points more at home than on the road. I believe that this 14.5-point gap for the Saints is really an aberration. And we're given a larger sample size, you would see the Saints, if they played 50 games with the current rosters, obviously it's impossible. You'd see the Saints averaging around 29 overall, probably 32 at home, and more like 27, 26 on the road. So I think that what we have here is a Saints team that should be scoring around 26 on the road. I know it's way more than they are, but they should be scoring around that much. Facing a great defense and being held well below their average, but still being held to around 22, 23, which would be enough to cover here. I also like the fact that Drew Brees always seems to bounce back from his bad games. In his 5 games with a passer rating under 90, he's averaged 77 in those games. He's bounced back for an average rating of nearly 125 the next week. And that combined with the fact that Carolina's defense, as good as it is, the last 2 weeks haven't been great. When they give up 20 and a lot of rushing yards to the Jets last week, they gave up 31, obviously, the week before that to the Saints. So, they haven't been as dominant. So, again, I think the Saints are better than their poor road performance this year has shown.
Wow. All right. So you haven't come right out and said it, but is your pick on this game going to be New Orleans +3?
Yes, it is. I think my gut tells me that they'll actually probably lose by 3. But again, I go with my stats. In this case, you're running hot, and in this case, I like the Saints to score more than the line projects. I like the Saints defense to be able to hold Carolina to around 25. So from that standpoint, in my mind, it's about the Saints putting up 23, 24 points.
I have to assume, though, that Carolina is going to be a big public bet. So this might prove to be one of your sharpest picks ever in these videos, Stephen O.
Let's hope.
All right. Thanks so much once again.